In today's video, I'm going to show you DaVinci Resolve and After Effects workflow. Let's get into the video. Just 6 months ago, I used to use only DaVinci Resolve and only Fusion Page because I didn't know how to actually use After Effects, and it was a separate software. It wasn't made by the Blackmagic Design, like the DaVinci Resolve creators, and it doesn't make sense to actually use the software because it's actually different like software to use and learn in general. So I use Fusion Page, which is the DaVinci Resolve version of After Effects, and I used to do all my animations and other like composing and effects stuff there, and it usually takes so much time and effort and frustration and pain in general to create some simple effects, and my video editing like animations in general were really shit, like quite literally. If you compare like this animation with this animation that I'm going to show you right now, you'll see the difference that I used After Effects and then I used Fusion Page because I was bad at Fusion Page because it's actually hard to learn. And if it's hard to learn, you cannot actually have this learning curve so fast. For example, there's not so much videos about how to edit like image, like there now it is. But when I used to like edit and learn this all shit and everything, then there was no like videos on how to edit like certain style and use certain effects and like how the perfect structure right now. Like in DaVinci Resolve Fusion Page, there's a lot of videos since I left, but in After Effects, like there's like 100 times better videos, I would say, and more from different creators, let's say, and they are way easier to understand, let's just say. And just 3 months ago, I actually switched to After Effects. Like I was using After Effects all the time, and I actually switched Adobe software in general, like whole space, but it sucked, my guy, like quite literally, because Premiere Pro and Adobe doesn't work good. Because if you are a Premiere Pro user, you may know dynamic link that basically creates the link and syncs the After Effects with Premiere Pro at the same time and everything. You can just adjust and then it will sync like back to Premiere Pro and so on. It was frustrating to see like random unlinking type of shit and everything, you know, fail the sync or something like that, and it sometimes does really weird bugs. But the biggest issue of this dynamic link is rendering time, because when you're actually rendering the video, the render, like the PC needs to encode the video, right? That's the first thing. It needs to actually render the video. Then on top of that, that needs to encode and render, like those same two jobs in After Effects. Just think about how much PC and load is on your PC and how slow the rendering times will be. For example, I rendered like simple like 4K video, like there wasn't that much edited, but yeah, there was like 20 animations, so it shouldn't take like 18 hours to actually render the video, and there will be 80% that will crash like suddenly. Like, I don't know what's the reason, but whatever. And man, that got me so frustrated. And 3 weeks ago, I quit like Premiere Pro and Media Encoder because those softwares are shit. But I learned that After Effects is super useful for animations, creating specifically animations. And also there's like illustration that helps After Effects to create like vectors, you know, the instead of PNGs but vectors, actually high quality assets basically. Also I use Photoshop to remove backgrounds or manipulate the image, and I do the rest of the work in After Effects, like animating the whole process, but in Photoshop I do the framing work and everything. Like that's a whole separate video to share with you, my guy. And yeah, DaVinci Resolve is the place where I put all the edit, do the color grading, zooms and so on, put the whole thing together. And After Effects is where I actually do the animations, because man, I love animations. Like that's the hardest thing that I do, that takes the most time. Like that's like a big downside of video editing, doing the animations, but oh well, what can we do about it? But at least it's even faster and way better. Like you can make easier those animations than, for example, in Fusion Page, but you can make them in After Effects. So I'm not gonna waste any more time, and I'm gonna actually show you my DaVinci Resolve and After Effects workflow. Let's get into the video. So what I'm going to do is create a new project, and I'm gonna call DaVinci Resolve a collaboration with After Effects, let's say. and I'm gonna show you how to actually export the footage, how to import in After Effects, how to export the animation, so on. So let's, for example, say this is like a new project, for example, and I'm gonna import like some, I don't know, like footage. I just searched some random video that I had. I don't even know what's this video about, but whatever. So for example, this is your footage and everything, you know. And for example, you want to make animation. You, for example, chop the video and everything, you know. And for example, you want to have these animations, for example, in this spot. So what I actually do is mark the spots, and actually I do not want to like select the actual video because it's actually gonna mark in the like audio. And I don't know why, but whatever. And so what we want to do is go to timeline and go to selection full playhead, because it doesn't actually select the video, like the whole like audio on the video. And so what we want to do is actually do not select the video like with this border, with this red border, and press M. And so it's gonna mark in the video. For example, you see the potential animation, you have the whole idea and everything, you know. And for example, I hold like Alt and drag this marker and have this marker like that marked in, let's say. And then I press like double tap on this. And then, for example, on name, I usually do, for example, this would be the first animation. So I would say number one, just type a name that is like for the idea, like the keyword, for example, animation, I don't know, to the moon, for example, I don't know, just some randomly. And I also do color grading with the colors, like color codes. And so animations are usually in, I think it's like purple. And then I do like other types of animations that are like, I would say different. For example, if you have different, then I do, for example, in red or green color. So you can actually like separate them, which animation is which type of animations which. And now we're gonna actually export these animations. And for example, you want to export the animations. And so we're gonna go ahead and press deliver page. And as you can see, I already made a preset called After Effects Audio. And so just copy these settings, just turn off export video if you want to actually export the video, and you need to have like export a video, then make sure to actually have this check mark to actually export also the footage, like the actual video, not only audio like I usually do without this, and audio only, so it like saves time and everything, you know, export time and everything. But it's not like a big deal. But the biggest like benefit is just it's like more convenient, to be honest. But let's, for example, how export video also this time. And so what we want to do is browse the location. For example, I'm gonna just do, for example, this. So let's say like it's the same like as the actual marker on name, for example, to the moon. Actually, there's way better way on how to export this thing way faster. Like it takes about maybe 3 clicks, and I do not have to like write the file name manually, so it doesn't take me to mark in, mark out, and actually export the video. Like that's how we are actually gonna do as brokies. But I have actually script, like I bought the script, but actually I modified to my liking, so it works for these marked in like in and out points. And so what I do is basically go to workspace, and I think it was console, and then I put my script, but I don't know where it is. But for example, I just put the script, and it actually not so like renders the video, but it actually render queues like the whole videos. For example, there will be 1000 markers and everything, and it basically does like this thing, and also renames the video. So for example, we want to have like 2 videos, I don't know what is this name, I don't know, for example, and after that just pick these videos, hold like shift to select both of them, and press render all. And so it would take about 1 second or so to actually render those videos. And so let's now open After Effects. And so I already have opened like After Effects, so I'm just gonna create new project. And after that, I want to import the videos. But before we do that, is actually create some folder structure for After Effects and so on. And so what I want to do is go like this and like create new folder, obviously press. So first folder name will be like 0.1, what was the name? Main. And this is where I'm gonna actually store the main compositions, where the actual whole animations is there, not like some pre-composed parts. If, for example, you have like one folder only, and so it's like it's more convenient to have like two different folders for pre-compose and main, so you actually separate them and everything, so you have more easier life basically. And the third folder we'll call asset folder, like as usually. And the last folder is clips. And so for example, we export the clips, import in. And so for example, you have the clips, like locate the clips and just import them into clips map, like folder and everything. And what I like to do is just do like drag them, like select them and drag to this icon, which would be just automatically pre-compose them like with their settings, and select create to create multiple compositions. We do not want to merge them together like these two clips. We want to have like separate things. And what I like to do is have like 30 seconds or so, like even a minute maybe. For example, let's have a minute a long composition. And so yeah, let's do like that. And then select these and move them to main. And so for example, we have this clip, and as you can see, there's a clip and everything, you know. You just go ahead and actually animate the clip. For example, I'm just gonna do really simple, I'm not gonna say animation, but like, let's say to the moon, for example, right? And for example, we're just gonna do the animation real quick. I don't know, like a pop and effect, for example, and there will be a stroke, like black stroke or something like that. And then we are gonna animate in the stroke with my favorite plugin, like for example this. I don't know, just so random to be honest. And for example, you want to have the animation and everything, and when you actually finish the animation and so on, you want to do is just press File, Export, and Add to Render Queue. When you press that, then you will have this render queue, like exporting page and everything, you know. And you want to select, these settings are good, but I have the preset that is basically 4K DaVinci Resolve render. Like basically you want to select another like animation. For example, you have the animation already here, and for example, you just want to hold like shift and press those, and I want to select DaVinci Resolve thingy. And what's actually in that thingy is basically like overkill the basically preset. Basically the depth is like trillions of colors, whereas like that's overpowered because actually the videos is only millions colors. But I don't know, but I like just more high benched videos and everything, you know. And so you want to have the format Apple ProRes 422, and yeah, actually QuickTime also, and that's basically it. And what I like to do is basically do this, and I'm gonna preset this, and yeah, just save it on your location. For example, to the moon folder, I don't know, just maybe that's the video name. And so what we want to do is actually select these and just render those videos, and there will be pop-out output depth exceeds the project color depth. Like it's basically saying that there's actually not trillion colors, but there's actually only million colors. So yeah, it is what it is. And so you want to just click these and it will render the video, and you're just gonna wait a bit. Like it's way faster than, for example, waiting in Premiere Pro, because it will take basically like ages to actually export the video. So we'll just wait. It exported the video, and yeah, what we want to do is now go ahead and search for files. There it is. I'm just gonna put on my second monitor and go ahead, press this. I'm gonna press Alt X to have like not selected the actual area like this. Just press Alt X, and after that you want to, for example, place these clips. I don't know, I like to have like a separate map, like final animations or something like that. Basically there's After Effects also folder, and After Effects folder there's final animations. And so for example, I will have these animations, so I finish animations, and yeah, for example, you want to have this, then for example you have like that, and there you go, you have the actual animation, for example. And you want to have like this, but there's actually none animation, so it will be like same video clip. So, and yeah, that's actually how you do the whole workflow and everything. But I want to also show you how to export transparent background. For example, there's transparent text. For example, let's make To the Moon, but it's transparent text. It's not like a video, but it's like only the text, right? And so what we want to do is actually, and for example, there will be only like audio and text, so we actually find the actual spot. What we want to do is basically the same thing. Go to File, Export, add to Render Queue, and let's find out for this. There we go. And what we want to do and change is I have actually preset called the transparent 4K, but in that preset there's basically QuickTime, and obviously there's RGB plus alpha, because I think it will be select this or this by default, but you want to choose RGB plus alpha because it's going to make sure there's like colors, like RGB, that's what colors stand for, and alpha is like transparent background, so it basically has a transparent background. And we want to select like millions colors or trillions colors, it really doesn't matter. But let's just press OK and render the video, for example. Once again, it exported a video. And for example, and what I like to do is have like another video like folder for the animations called V2. So when I do the version 2 revision for the animations whole video, so I want to have like this. And for example, there's no actual animation, like only the transparent background with the text. And for example, you export this video and there will be, yeah, there it is. You can move it anywhere you want. It will be there. Like for example, you want here, it is there. Simple as that. And if you gained any value from this video, then make sure to subscribe, because by end of this year, I want to help 1,000 people to level up their video editing game. And thank you for watching this video, and see you later. Peace.